Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. The bridge is over. The bridge is over. Biddy bye bye bye. The bridge is over. The bridge is over. And how do I say that when I got this right down here? Like, what is wrong with me? A classic, a masterpiece like that. Aye. So what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? What do we got in the chat? We got Cryptids here. What's going on, Cryptid? Hey everybody. Um, is that a character from The Simpsons? Hey everybody. I can't remember what the character is. I need to go back and start watching some Simpsons again. I have a theory about the Flag Smashers and how they will go the route of William Burnside, who only took the serum and not the Vita rays, which will affect their mentality in a bad way. It's a good possibility, but they specifically did say Power Broker Inc. though. Well, they said Power Broker, so I mean they could be referring to the character Power Broker, but he sucked. But Power Broker Incorporated, that's something else. What do we got there? Mark Guerrero, what's going on, dude? You know, some people still complain about the lack of diversity in Superman and Lois. Really? But ignore Lana's family. They are Latino. Oh, really? It's as diverse, if not more, than Black Lightning? I don't know. You know what? Here's the thing. If somebody says something about something that you like and they say something negative about something you like, literally just let it go, man. It's like just, you know, do ducks complain about water on their back? Nah, man, they're just like, psh, 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 psh. You know, and they just keep on going. It's all good. Let that go, man. What's up? How you doing? Gates Dubois. What's going on, man? How you doing? Doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. But anyway, like honestly, man, look, even as far as like the Snyder Cut stuff go, there's gonna be some people who say, "Bye, what's going on? How you doing?" There's gonna be some people who love the Snyder Cut. Did you guys see they just made a critic review of it? Somebody, I don't know who it was. I have no idea who it was, but like a bunch of the Snyder Cut fans that got together and they put together a video on Twitter or whatnot of like, you know, some scenes, some cuts from the Snyder Cut, some Snyder Cut cuts. All right. It's like some cold cuts. All right. And they put together, they got what do you call it? Like the Chicago Tribune says, you know, it was pretty good, and you know, whatever. Like they got all these, you know, different, you know, groups together, and they're putting on this little commercial, and it's like, I don't know. There's gonna be some people who say that the Snyder Cut sucks. There's gonna be some people who say the Snyder Cut is the greatest thing ever. There's gonna be all the people in between. You know, at the end of the day, if you like something, just like something. It's cool, whatever it is. I admit it is a little weird with the Snyder Cut stuff because there's some people who are just like they're such Zack Snyder fans. I'm telling you, I wish that actually I don't, but I almost wish I had the kind of loyalty that Zack Snyder garners from the world. I don't know what it is. There's some people they are such figureheads. You know what I'm saying? People that some way somehow they have the gift of gab or something. I don't know what it is. You know, something they put in the water that people just like they flock and they're just like, this is the greatest thing ever, or listen to this person. Like I don't know what it is, man. Reminds me a little bit of EBS. Anyway, what's going on? Who else is here? Snyder cultists are review bombing Godzilla versus Kong, in the words of Sam Axe. Bunch of bitchy little girls. Mark Guerrero, that is a freaking great comment right there. But let me put that up. With me being so in love with the Burn Notice TV series, I wish that Jeffrey Donovan was actually on what do you call Cameo, because I would love to get him dressed up as Michael Weston again and just go, you know what I'm saying? I don't think Bruce Campbell's on there either, but I'm not paying him. Glenanne, the girl who plays Glenanne though, Fee, the one who plays Fee, the girl, she's on Cameo, but she's like $200 or something like that. I'm like, with all due respect, Fee. I mean, I'm not paying $200. Say, but like I think about that sometimes, man. Jeffrey Donovan just put on such a great performance, and like I don't see him in pretty much anything else. I looked at his IMDb stuff, and there's like nothing. Tommy, you don't even have anything? Oh, it's just that. Thank you for the $1.99, Tommy. What up, cuz? How you doing? Uh, Who else is here? I don't like the Joker. He looks so bad in this new Joker, worst one so far. I don't have a problem with what he looks like. I don't know. I'm kind of weirded out by the constant talking and whatnot. It makes sense that he'd have the long hair, he'd be completely unkempt. He wouldn't look as good anymore without Harley being there. Like it's a weird kind of diaspora. You know, it's like Harley made him. He genuinely loved Harley in the movie. The way that's it's a weird kind of thing. I know a bunch of people who are just like super hateful on the way that the Joker's portrayed. Honestly, it's not even worth getting into as far as I'm concerned. That like they portrayed in the movies that they liked him, and just it is what it is. Um, Sabah, what does Marvel leaving Diamond Comics after DC left them now mean for comics? What is the company they're working with? Random House, I think it is, or is it Penguin? Penguin Books. I don't know, but it's getting it's expanding the direct market so that more people are doing this. I think that a lot of the trick is it means a lot for a lot of things. It really does. It's how do I really delve into this the right way? You know how DC was just like, listen, you guys didn't pay us, and you strong armed us and said you're not going to pay us because you're not getting paid for the stuff, but we sent you the stuff and you were supposed to pay us based off of that. Okay, cool. Bet. See what happens. You know, say, catch me outside. You know, one of those things. DC was just like, okay, we're going back to norm. F you. I'm not doing anything with you. And they were also, and we made fun of DC because they were stupid and they're still stupid by going and sticking with Tuesdays for release. Great job. You know, really great job at like screwing over the comic book stores. It was like, but they don't care. They genuinely don't. They have no concern whatsoever about that. They're just like, whatever, bruh. It's not my business. You know what I'm saying? Here's my books. Make sure you put them out on Tuesday, because if you don't, your rivals will. Lovely, absolutely lovely. But they decide, you know what? Let's go and find some other people to do this. And I don't like the way they did it. They had two other very large comic book stores, right, who were competing with all the smaller comic book stores, put out their product. So at any time, if one of these guys wanted to, they could decide to cut everybody else off also, or screw over their orders and whatnot. Every single time that my local comic book store gets screwed over because Midtown Comics, you know, like had some kind of a screw or something like that, it's always going to look like a conspiracy to screw somebody over. You know, especially when Midtown is already, because they're responsible for the East Coast stuff, especially when these are the guys who they put out comic books all over the world, their variant covers and whatnot, right? So I'm pointing something out. You know, these smaller comic book stores don't have a chance, and they are very resentful about the idea of sending their money, their hard-earned money, to Midtown Comics for distribution. You know, anyway, and the West Coast has their own, you know, gripes also, and just it is what it is. What have you now? Yeah, I don't even remember what the question was. I got so into a into a thing about that. Oh, anyway, so now that Marvel Comics, Sabah's question, now that Marvel Comics is doing the same thing, by going to bookstores or book publishers and using their distribution chains, that's, I don't know, it is what it is. Marvel doesn't have to explain anything to anybody, you know. Neither does DC really, but this is one of those things where it kind of leaves Diamond out in the cold. Now, do they deserve it? That's going to be somebody's opinion. You know, there might be a couple of hot takes on that. I don't know, honestly. But at the end of the day, they were making moves. All right, they did the Cardi B things. I'm making money moves. I don't have to dance no more. And that's actually kind of apropos. They don't have to dance to Diamond's thing anymore. You know, Marvel was pissed off about this stuff too. Just because they let it go doesn't mean that they were okay with it all of a sudden. You know, so they, you know, the same crap that pissed off DC is the same stuff that pissed off Marvel, but Marvel didn't have another plan. What were they going to do? What was Marvel going to go and start distributing their own stuff again? How long did that last for? Right? How long did that last for? I think that went belly up inside of a year, if not 2 years, right? They lost a lot of money off of that. One of the things that contributed to their bankruptcy, but hey, 'tis what it is. Now, does that leave Diamond out in the lurch? Yeah, but at the same time, with the other companies diversifying, right? Maybe Diamond should have thought about that also. This is a capitalist game. You know what I'm saying? And whether you're okay with capitalism or somehow you love capitalism or you hate capitalism and somehow hate capitalism and you know love the idea of, I don't know, whatever it is, what it is, like that's a capitalist market. You're always going to try and find a better deal that's going to work for you. And the idea that Diamond didn't consider that also, and maybe try and get into more of a market and whatnot. I know, can they make money just distributing toys? Can they make money just distributing to the for the indie comics, including Image? Can they work out some kind of a better deal? I don't know. That's on them. And at the end of the day, that's simply what happens in this kind of a society, this kind of a market. Your business either succeeds or it fails, and that's just the way that it works, So Diamond's got to look out for Diamond because Marvel and DC certainly looked out for Marvel and DC. I don't know what else to say about that. It's gonna suck. It's gonna suck. And even then, Marvel has been with Penguin, Random House, whatever the hell they were. I think they actually combined, so I think I'm saying the same thing. But they've been working with them for the overseas stuff. I think that also includes Canada. I forget if that includes Canada or not. Anyway, bang. So, hey, Silva Surfer, what's going on? It's still garbage, but I like the flash scene at the end. It looked pretty. ASM Production, sup? Sup? Snyder is no Stanley Kubrick, and Stanley Kubrick's no Snyder. Oh, I hear you. I hear you. Surfer with the good take right there. Burn Notice rules. Hells yes, it does. One of the best shows that I've ever seen in my life. Burn Notice was my show. Had a crush on Fee. It was Fee. No worries though. Learning how to do the super chat. It's all good, brother. It's all good. Jonah S. New Suicide Squad looks good. It does, doesn't it? And everybody saw that thing in the hey, put your fingers in your ears if you didn't notice who the big bad was at the very last two scenes of the movie, second from last two scenes. You see this gigantic blue starfish looking thing just start crashing down on people and whatnot. Starro? We got Starro in this? I'm pretty sure I heard James Gunn talking about how much he loved Starro 2 years ago. So it makes sense. When I saw him, I was just like, he did go with Starro. Awesome. But I don't just look at, commercials and whatnot. I actually really, for the Comic Book University podcast, which airs every Sunday, only where you get podcast, that doesn't show up on the YouTube guys anymore. You know what I'm saying? I don't put the Comic Book University podcast on YouTube anymore at all. It's only in podcast form. So one of the biggest podcast in the arts and leisure section in, I don't know about most countries, but in America and Canada and a few other countries out there. New Zealand's showing a lot of love. I'm saying, Australia's showing some love. A lot of people, a lot of countries out there showing some love, and love you guys right back. But it is not here anymore. So if you guys been missing, I just did the 60th episode recently, and I'm doing it with my wife. So I'm doing a lot of things with my wife. How you doing? Anyway, I'm doing the podcast with my wife. So yeah, a whole lot of fun. Anyway, yeah, I had a feeling it was going to be Starro, but whatever, it is what it is. I'm not going to pat myself on the back. Don't. Okay, fine, I did it. Anyway, I got to share some toys, right? You know what? I'm going to open this. I'm going to open Peely. I'm going to open up Peely. We're going to see what's inside of Peely. It's probably going to be some mushy banana thing. So, yes, but the new Suicide Squad looks amazing. Penguin Random House. Okay, so I was right. Thank you, Sabah. Much appreciated. He looks to me like he did too much drugs. Who, Peely? He might have, Gates. He might have. But he's got different faces. So let's open this puppy up and see what's in here. What do I open it from the bottom? I think I opened it from the bottom. Oh, my glasses are a little bit foggy. Better not get too close. I won't be able to see. Won't that be something? I freaking sever my leg while I'm here. Let's see. What else is here? Marvel leaving Diamond is just business. You're right, John Wright. By the way, what's up, John Wright? Jeffrey Donovan should have been Moon Knight. I hear you. He's got... Oh, damn. Silver Surfer got me thinking now. He's got me thinking now. Devon Caliovet. Or, yeah, I think it's just Caliovet. Anyway, Devon, what's going on? Thank you. You kind of rock yourself, man. Thank you. Just hope Marvel... Damn, Silver's got me thinking now. How sweet would that be if Jeffrey Donovan was Moon Knight? Okay. So pulling out the Peely. Pulling out face 2. Pulling out face 3. Pulling out... What the hell is this? A mushroom? Huh. I don't know what that is. Pulling out his backpack. Pulling out his rifles. All right, and where's the... there it is. Let me put this damn thing back. Is there anything else in here that I should know about? Something behind here? No instructions, no warnings, no extra paper for the warning. Huh, go figure. Not missing anything in here. No, looks good. The funk out of here. All right, let me read some more comments as I'm pulling out Peely. What is this? Ha 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 ha. The Joker was here apparently. Anyway, so he's got his coconut. This is from Fortnite. And this is the big Todd McFarlane stuff, isn't it? Yeah, this isn't Hasbro. This is the Todd McFarlane stuff. Because Hasbro's going to start making... Oh, so yeah, of course. Hasbro's going to start doing some Fortnite figures too now. There's an extra license out there. So might we get some 6-inch, a lot more 6-inch figures? I hope so, because to be honest, I'm not a big fan. Here's his backpack. Not a big fan of the 7-inch stuff. So, bam! Backpack, 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 backpack. Hooray! He's got some bananas on there, so we can pull out them. So this is cool. I like this. This one's not squishy. The other one was. It's cool. I dig that. Oh, by the way, what is this? Is this a microphone? Is this a mushroom? Is this like if I hit myself on the forehead and it leaves a mark, is that technically a mushroom tat? I don't know. You guys tell me. What is this thing? It's got a hole. Like, does it go someplace? What is this thing? Guys who actually play Fortnite, what is this? I have no idea what this is. None. How come the backpack doesn't have a place to hold his rifle? He's got a bolt-action rifle. That's cool. I'm digging on that. I can use that for a bunch of people. And he's also got a pump-action shotgun. Yo, a shotty. He ain't even playing. A bolty and a shotty. Damn. He's also got other faces. These faces just pull right off, and you can see these other faces, they clip on like that. So he's got this face, he'd be like the little anime guy, be like, I like that. And then this guy over here, he'd be like, wink. So that's cool, man. Peely is just, to me, this is like the coolest freaking guy ever in the Fortnite collection. Absolutely, he's got a little piece of dust on him. Hey, here's a question. Does anybody else wash their toys when they get it? Because I know that if you buy toys online and you find a toy online, you're just like, yay, a toy online. You're just like, and by online, I mean like an Amazon or Facebook Marketplace or from eBay. You get it from somebody else who probably play with the toys also. Obviously, we all wash those toys, right? Right? Because you got some kid who going, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know. So you got to wash that. You don't want those germs all over the place. But knowing that places like these distributors that are probably using some child labor someplace overseas, you know what I'm saying? They got, if they're using child labor and forced labor and stuff like that for the most part, which actually makes me feel really bad about buying these things now all of a sudden. Crap. That's what happens when you overthink stuff too much. But anyway, when they're making top dollar and paying pennies on the dollar to have these things made, you got to wonder, like, are they really concerned about the warehouse safety? You know what I'm saying? Like, here in the States and sometimes here in Canada also, somebody gets sick, it's like your boss still expects you to go to work, right? You still got to be at work. This ain't no day off, man. Are you going to use a sick day? Do you have a sick day? Do you have any sick days left? Right? Did you ever get a sick day at this job? I don't know. Do they give sick days at McDonald's and stuff like that? So people coming in, and all that stuff. And it's like, more than that, like, is the warehouse clean? Do they put these things through soap and water before? I just had this big, huge thing of dust, not dust, like this, I don't know, lint ball, whatever. Like, there's no fabric products on here. So like, I always wash my stuff afterward, not even a rinse. Like, I'll put my basin full of some soapy water, drop the stuff in, you know what I'm saying? Let it sit for a couple minutes, come back, shake the stuff out really quick, rub my hands over it, my fingers, massage it all real quick. And then, what do you call it? Rinse the stuff off and let it sit in my drying rack for, until it's all dry. Flip it at some point because they get inside the water gets inside the crevices. I'm saying. Let me scroll down before I get to the next thing. Oh, and let me show you the next thing. I've only got one more fortnight and everything else is going to be Star Wars. Ha-bang! I got Peely's Baby because you guys know this is my second Peely, right? I got the original version of Peely that was put out, not so many faces and stuff like that. And I got Baby Peely too. So I got the Peely family. I got Mama Peely, I got Daddy Peely, and I got Baby Peely. So Junior, I got Junior over here. Mark, I wonder why Milestone isn't doing a Blood Syndicate book. Dude, you just turned me into some sad stuff right here, bruh. I bought Blood Syndicate #1, along with a whole bunch of other comic books and whatnot. And tell me how these guys went and lost my comics. And this was through eBay. They lost my comics and they had to cancel my order and refund me my money. And I'm like, bro, I didn't want my money back. I want you to work harder to find my comics, bro. Like, that is so frustrating. So frustrating. Like, oh man, I'm so mad at that. Is what it is. Dude, that makes me want to whoop somebody's butt. So I don't own Blood Syndicate #1, but it is what it is. Thank you for putting me in a bad mood, Mark Guerrero. Mark Guerrero versus God. How about that? Mark Guerrero versus the devil. Let's get some of those up. It's all good, Mark. I just hope Marvel can keep their deliveries on time because honestly, with DC, since leaving Diamond, they've had times when comic book shops in my area had their comics delivered a week later. You see? That's what I'm talking about. Milestone, or not Milestone. Mile High Comics. What the hell are they called again? I don't know. Those guys in freaking New York. I just said their name. Damn it. Been finding it hard to find DC Comics during lockdown in England because they left Diamond Comics. Damn. So, I'm sorry, man. But then again, to be honest, you're not really missing too much. Nightwing, you're missing, right? You're missing Nightwing. But all the other stuff, I don't know. I haven't seen too much stuff that I actually like from DC as of late. Just, it is what it is. I was really hoping that freaking Academy, Teen Titans Academy was going to be good. They went this weird way. Go check out my review on that. They went this weird form of SJW route and anti-SJW at the same time. Like, this is like, you see like let's say the hardcore comic skaters over here and the hardcore, you're all Nazis over there. Like, you see these two groups and they're both extremists. They're both a little bit loco en la cabeza. And these two guys are like, yelling at each other. And we're in the middle, just like, I just want to read my comic books, you bunch of freaking psychos. And either I like this comic book or I don't like this comic book. And that's just all it is. Like, can we just agree to go our separate ways? You know what I'm saying? But then you got this one freaking guy in the middle, the guy who did this Teen Titans Academy book, who's just like, I'm going to play both sides. It's like, nah, now I think we all think that you're a scumbag, but it is what it is. King Shark is being voiced by Sylvester Stallone. You know what? And I'll bet you at some point he's still going to find a way to pull off his stupid freaking mask. Sylvester Stallone, dude, this is the dude who, oh, what's up, OG? This is that one dude who, remember he screwed up the original Judge Dredd movie? Not Dredd. Dredd was good. Dredd was like an amazing movie, but Judge Dredd, You got Judge Dredd over here. Here's the guy that in the opening sequence, he's got the mask on, and everybody's thinking like he's got the helmet on, and it's just, he looks like Judge Dredd. He looks so good. Oh my God, right? And then like a couple minutes later, he takes off the mask, or he has the helmet taken off, and we're just like, oh no, we didn't want you to take off the helmet. Like, we know it's you, Sly, but we didn't ever want you to take off the helmet. What are you doing? And he just like,
Yeah, not the people that want to see my face, you know? My face, yeah, look, the lip, it's always wet. The lip is always wet, you know, what's going on? I play Rocky, I play Rambo, and I play Dredd. What's going on?
no, I don't want to see that, Sly. Put the helmet back. And he didn't put the helmet back on the whole end of the freaking movie. He kept that freaking helmet off the whole time. And he's just like,
Nah, you gotta take the money shot.
go back to doing porn if you want money shots, bro. We don't need to see your face. We want to see the helmet. Like, this is Judge Dredd, bro. And this is why, like, I don't know why James Gunn, like, I don't like the idea of rewarding somebody for stuff like that. I mean, unless freaking Sylvester Stallone has gone on the record and said, yeah, I didn't realize, I didn't know, and it was a dumb move. But the people who did the movie should have known better also. It's a stupid thing. Whatever, it is what it is. Anyway, hopefully people now know you don't take the freaking mask off the old Lone Ranger, you don't tug on Superman's cape, and you don't take the helmet off of Judge Dredd, mother fathead. I don't care if you mess with Jim. That's got nothing to do with me. That's an old song, by the way, my peeps. Okay, let's pull open this here peely. Let me get my knife and let me pop this puppy open. Never cut towards your face. All right. Let me put this thing back in here. What is this? What is this? They sent me a little oil-based freaking advertisement. Oh my God. The hell is this? The Battle Royal Collection. Hold on. So you got, I know you guys are looking at this like, wow, that's a lot of characters. I was looking over here and saying, wow, that's a lot of characters. They made a lot of figures for this. Jeez. That's a lot of figures. Okay, I kind of want to get Evan over here. Evan shows up later on. You'd be like, yes, that is me. That's my avatar. The Burger Time guy, whatever that is. I kind of wouldn't mind getting that. That's kind of funny. What's this? Love Ranger? Oh my God. When I didn't realize there were so many freaking characters for this Fortnite. Are these all just skins and they don't do anything different, but people are paying money for these? Because that's not cool. Okay. So he comes with this gigantic popsicle, which I'm probably going to use for regular Peely. Because, like, that's the size of it right there. Damn, that is huge. Okay, there's a, what is this, a Scooby-Doo backpack? There's a little Scooby-Doo backpack here. He's actually got a little, looks like Scooby-Doo. Look at any moves. He's like switches side to side. You put it on. He doesn't come with any weapons. He just comes with that big popsicle stick. Does he fight with that thing? I don't know. But he just comes in and he's like, I'm Baby Peely. What's up, mother fatheads? And he comes with this little stand to stand on. I digs it. I digs it. I'm gonna have to find him some little mini guns. I don't know where I'm gonna find them. Like, this is even smaller than 3.75-inch figures, but maybe I can find like those little green plastic soldiers, you know what I'm saying, that don't move, the posable ones. And I could just, like, you know, saw off the freaking guns and do a little heat treatment to round it out and just paint it a little bit. And it's like, there's your gun. Yeah, that's about the size of it, man. Wow. That's little. Boop, 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 get up there. Okay, let's scroll down a little bit more before I start going into the, actually, here, starting off the Star Wars. I bought this. I think I'm just going to sell this. Like, I can't see myself using this. You know, my stop motion, right? There's 3 different versions of this, 3 different companies just doing, it's basically just a repaint of different Stormtroopers. Yeah, I don't really find this to be that interesting. And they put a little penguin in this one. Oh, actually, it's not even a penguin. It's a porgy. What the hell is that thing called? Those little porgy guys from, yeah, no. No, from the Rian Johnson movie. Anyway, whatever. This is all right. But Stormtrooper Holiday Edition. These things came out around Christmas. I saw this like a month ago and I grabbed it. And I'm sitting here to look every time I walk by, and I'm like, okay, what am I going to use for to unbox this week? And I'm just looking. Every time I see this, I'm just like, nah, I'm probably just going to sell this because yeah, maybe I'll just wait until summer, see if I can get like a little price hike on this, sell for like 50 Canadian. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to open that. I'm just not interested in it. Reaver and now King Shark. Yeah, doing the Reaver thing. Wait, oh well, that particular Reaver OG that Sylvester Stallone was playing was Starhawk. I think the guy's name was Starhawk from the original, from the Guardians 3000, basically. Pretty major character. Actually, it was back in the day when Marvel used to do cool things and didn't need to brag about it online. It was a character that was technically a boy and a girl. Like they switch. It was weird, but yeah. Nowadays they'd be writing articles and doing press releases about it and be like, look how inclusive we are. It's like, how about you just read the comics and then see how inclusive we are instead of bragging about it, because that just it's not truthful. It's not at all. Hopefully Bloodsport is worth getting Elba for. Will Smith's he deserves better than being Will Smith's understudy. Idris Elba? I don't know what that's in relation to. Oh, I didn't know. All right, cool. Elba should have been the Bronze Tiger. What is everybody's thoughts on the new Mortal Kombat? The new Mortal Kombat movie looks great. I talked about that a few times. It looks like it's going to be the best thing going. Like, that original movie was all right. It surpassed my expectations only because I read the book. Yeah, that's right. I read the book, the novel, before it actually, like 2 weeks before it came out. And that the Goro fight was a lot longer. And between Johnny Cage and Goro, it was a whole lot longer in the book. Like they were running into the caves, and he was trying to get away, and he was like hanging on the side of the cave by his fingertips. Was like, I don't want to die, and like all sorts of crazy things. Like Johnny Cage could not beat Goro without cheating his ass off. In the movie, it was just like, yeah, I'm gonna do my split and do the Van Damme punch you in the nuts thing. And that was over. That was pretty much the fight. So I was just like, wow, I went to see it with my buddy Chris. I'm like, this movie sucks. And then all of a sudden they go into Otherworld, and I'm like, oh, wait, was this in the book? And then all of a sudden the freaking reptile showed up, and there was the reptile fight. I was like, this was not in the book. Oh my God. I freaked out. Like, I stood up in the movie theater, like that thing that I did. I actually did that. I stood up, was like, yes, like this. That was not in the book. So I was not expecting that at all. So, like, for me, my expectations were like, oh, wow, like that. So that was particularly weird. But anyway, Jeffrey Dahmer was Steve Trevor in the last animated one. Was he now? Okay, I'm gonna have to look that up. Still looking to add Target exclusive Red Hulk to my collection. Oh, it's Target exclusive in the States. I hate when they do the exclusives, man, but it is what it is. Finish them. What's up, Raven? How you doing, man? What's going on? Never got how people are into Fortnite. People are into Fortnite who are like, oh no, you can't be into Fortnite. Mushroom, the mushroom tat. You get the little, the mushroom tat, TAT, the tattoo. The Tick versus Deadpool versus Freakazoid. I think everybody's going with Freakazoid on this one. Just for nostalgia's sake. The Banana Guy is so popular, he was worthy of sharing a variant cover with Deadpool. This is true. It's true. I'll wipe down some of my wrestling action figures I get out of the box. For my toys off the internet. Never buy toys off the internet, only from vendors and stores. All right, same here. Welcome. I win both matches. But as it might have come, some MMPR toys off Amazon, the ones I used to have off Amazon. Okay. Well, if they're making it harder for me to read their comics, I'm clearly not meant to. Also, I save money. Unfortunately, yes, they're going to have to figure that out. It's not like his face would have made the Judge Dredd movie any good. Well, agreed, but at least we wouldn't have been turned off immediately. Like, there are people who are Judge Dredd fans who went to see this movie. And as soon as the mask was taken off, we're like, and then we were super judgy of everything that came afterwards. Like, it got to a point where I wanted to walk out at one point because, yeah, no, whatever they did wasn't going to be good. But I agree. I hear you. I hear you. Wait, clocks are going forward today. I should be sleeping. What do you mean clocks are going forward? Oh yeah, clocks. Is that today? Wasn't that last? I guess that must be for you. Because that happened for us like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. I forget. I just realized that my watch, my Black Panther watch, wasn't forward. So I just did this last night. I was just like, wait a second. Why does it say it's 1:30? It's 2:30. Let me just fix this really quick. 2:26 it was. So yeah, I did that yesterday. Ben Affleck is here. Oh my God. Um, Ben Affleck, you're my hero. It's Batfleck. I loved your Daredevil. I don't care what anybody else says. um, doesn't Stallone's character in Guardians of the Galaxy usually have a mask as well? Yes, Mark Guerrero, he is supposed to have a mask also. He absolutely is supposed to wear a mask also, and he didn't. And I think that was supposed to be like an inside joke from, and I ain't mad about it, but that was supposed to be an inside joke from, I think it was supposed to be an inside joke that James Gunn was playing based off the Judge Dredd thing that he took off his mask. But he did with a character that nobody, for the most part, cares about. I mean, you go and look at my Starhawk 10 things about, or explained in a minute video, whatever it was. You'll see a whole bunch of people, but like, this is my favorite character. This was the coolest character. And it's like, yes, that's why I talked about him, because he is an amazing character. But I don't think there's a whole lot of people talking about, release the Starhawk cut or something like that, so it is what it is. Who are the Backlog Bros? I have no idea what a Backlog Bro is. I don't know who was talking about that. Maybe something you're trying to advertise. Wish the MCU would have included Major Victory. Didn't they had a version of it with Ving Rhames was playing Major Victory, wasn't he? Oh wait, no. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. Want to know the Captain America of the future? In case people want to know the Captain America of the future. Oh, duh. What the? Yeah, that's Yeah, he called himself Major Victory. What the hell was his real name in the comics? Because there was also the past version of him in the modern day Avengers back in the 80s and in the early 90s too. Crap. The hell was his name? Silver Surfer would remember if he's still here. Jack Kirby does diversity better than Marvel and DC. Agreed. Standing for Deathshot. My arm's feeling better now. Oh yeah, because did you got the vaccination or something like that? I forget what was hurting your arm last week. Even a broken clock is right twice a day. Imagine kingship. Yeah, but if it's the wrong time, see, that's the thing. That's a broken clock that stops working. But if the clock is set to the wrong hour, then it's not right at any time of the day, right? Imagine King Shark with Stallone's face. I'll bet you if we look hard enough, we'll see that they actually, how they did that with the Hulk? They made it look like Edward Norton's face, and then they made it look like freaking. Did they make it also look like Eric Bana's face? I can't remember. I don't think they did. But then with Mark Ruffalo, they made it look like his face also, right? They did the CGI and just morphed it into a big green head. Wouldn't that be funny? Wouldn't that be hysterical if they did that? Oh man, I should have gone and gotten my freaking. He played Charlie 27. Yes, he played Charlie 20. I confused the two characters. Thank you. Ving played Charlie 27. You're 100% because he's just like this ridiculously huge guy. Should have been shorter though, right? The gravity of Jupiter made him shorter and just a lot freaking bigger. That dude could bench press 5 tons, no problem. It's one of the things I loved about those characters. It's like when people are playing the face rip games, what I'm saying, the Marvel Superheroes Advanced role playing games, or any of the other two versions, the predecessor or the post log. Whenever people are playing those games, what do they always do? They always have some character that's got like, oh, I've got unearthly strength and stuff like that, and I've got blah blah blah. And it's like everybody's got unearthly strength. Everybody's got the strength of freaking Hercules and the Hulk and all them, right? Everybody's got this, amazing or monstrous body armor. It's like, I can be hurt. It's just, your average person is not going to hurt me. It's like they always got this thing. I've got like, class 1000 regeneration. Like they've always got something. It's like, dude, there is zero imagination to this character. None. And just for the sake of conversation, none. They got characters with like amazing 50 strength, but I could also shoot an explosive dart, like, far away. It's like, what's the purpose? What's the purpose of something like that? Like, there's just not a lot of imagination in a lot of these stories, right? And that's included with a whole lot of these other characters that are out there. When you see that pretty much every character out there has got that strength level of Captain America, and like he moves like this and he does like that, and it's like having black characters on skateboards back in the 80s, right? It's just it's a little bit boring. It's a little there's a good McDuffie quote right there, right? Anyway, it gets boring after a while. So when you see somebody like Charlie 27, that was an amazing character to me. Vance Astro. Before I looked in the comments, it might be, I'm pretty sure somebody put it in the comics, probably Surfa and Raven. Somebody probably put it. Cryptid put it in. Nice one. Did somebody else put it in there also? I don't think so. It was Cryptid. Okay. Vance Astro is the Captain America of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Thank you. It just came to mind because I just started putting all the pieces together, all the different characters and whatnot, like Nikki and all that stuff. But anyway, yeah, good work there, Cryptid. The no prize goes to you. Charlie 27 was amazing because here's this character who's just like, yeah, he's super strong, but he can only bench press about 5 tons. Saying that's it. Because he grew up on Jupiter. He's one of the Jupitorians. I forget how you pronounce that word, how you say that word. So he's shorter, stockier, and he can bench press about 5 tons. Yeah, boom, go out there and kick some butt, people. Meanwhile, there's this world with all these people who, like Hulk-like strength. Charlie 27 isn't going to match with those guys. He's just not, but he doesn't have to. You don't have, it doesn't have to be like Spider-Man where you stick Spider-Man with, he's fighting guys on street level, but he's also able to go after like, Thanos in the Infinity Gauntlet and stuff like that. At least, you had somebody like Jim Starlin who they would be smart about it, and they'd have Spider-Man actually saying, why am I doing this? Like, why am I here? Like, I shoot webs and I stick to walls. What am I going to do up against Thanos? Right? Like, it was great to have those kinds of internal dialogues, right? So it makes sense when you do it that way. But in the comic books nowadays, I feel like they just throw anybody against anything. The thing that I always say about Batman. How can you have Batman on the Justice League going head to head with all these big time dudes out there, kicking butt, taking names, and then meanwhile over here, he's got a hard time dealing with the freaking Riddler and the Penguin back in Gotham, in his own book. It just doesn't make sense to me. Let's get going with some of these other figures. You know what? I just realized the next 3 figures are going to make Silver Surfer cream his pants. Boom. I got Mace Windu. I actually got my hands on Mace Windu. The next 2, this and the next character I'm going to show of the 3 that I have now, are characters that on like up here in Canada, they've been going for like $50 to $100 easy. Actually, I think $65 to $100 easy, and sometimes more than 100. And that's Canadian, bro. These characters are really hard to find up here. So I actually went and ordered them from America. I ordered them from Big Bad Toy Store, and they sent me. So I finally have Mace Windu with his purple lightsaber because he a pimp, he a player. Is this one of the ones that actually comes off? No, does not seem like it's supposed to come off, and it's very loose dead here. I might actually apply. One of the things I always suggest, put a little tiny application of crazy glue, the super glue, whatever they want to, I always call it crazy glue because when I was a kid, crazy glue. Anyway, these little guys, you can get these from a dollar store. You know what I'm saying? You get 4 tubes for I think I pay like $1.50, $1.25, $2.50, whatever it is. For a couple bucks, you get 4 little tubes of this, and it's more than enough. You just pop the top, like a bottle Snapple, just pop the top, but you pop the top and just a little application, just have it here and just spin the lightsaber, and then boom, done. Walk away. Don't even apply. Just get used to the idea of applying just a little bit, and then it ensures that that's going to stay on there, and that's like a guaranteed it's going to stay on, because these. Oh wow, look at this. Look when I go to pop this guy out. Look what happens to him. He starts taking off his robe because he's Mace Mother Effin' Windu. And you know how I always say, like, mother effing this, mother effing that, Jack mother effing Kirby, right? It's just when you say it with a Samuel L. Jackson character, it just seems so perfect, like it was meant to be. It was magical. Stick this over here. Stick it where the sun don't shine. This is a Hasbro, so obviously there's going to be I don't see it. Interesting. They usually have the stupid little things there, like, don't eat this product. Sure, I'll try not to. Anyway, throw this over here. So is this the original release? I think this is actually a new release. Oh no, old school box. I think this is the original. No, this is a re-release. Yeah, this is definitely a re-release. So we got Mace here. You could put his. I could fix that, but like it's low over here. But I could, yeah, with a hair dryer from a good distance, I can actually close this up. Let me close up his robes. Actually have him walking around like this. What's up? But it just goes like that, so it's better to just have it down. Yeah, it's better. I got my finger on it. If I let it go, it just does that. So it's always hard dealing with cloaks and stuff like that, but it is what it is. Anyway, yeah, and the cloak does come off entirely, and he's got his regular clothes underneath. So I'm digging on this. This is a solid figure. I'm glad to finally have Mace Windu, because yeah, got to have Form 7. Form 7 represent, baby. Anyway, yeah, bang. I'm like super happy to get my hands on this character. I've been trying to get this and Qui-Gon Jinn for a long time. No, I did not get my hands on Qui-Gon Jinn. They are doing a 30th anniversary re-release of Qui-Gon Jinn, and apparently it's the exact same mold, the exact same figure. So it's not a great figure, not a lot of articulation there, but at least it's Qui-Gon Jinn. So anyway, let me check some of these before I jump over here. Jovians? My character can fly with wings. I love the characters with wings, man. Love the characters with wings. DC has another Bond on their side, Dalton on Doom Patrol, and Bronson on Black Adam as Dr. Fate. Yeah, I just thought they put him as Dr. Fate. That's an interesting casting, and I love it. He's got an amazing voice, right? Connor Hawk returning to the main universe. Hey, let's go. Red Arrow. Jim Starlin had Spidey leave the room in tears because he couldn't watch OG Marvel die. That's right. That's right. In the original back there. Not the Purple Heart. Okay, I see what you're doing there. That's not a war victim thing. I see what that's in relation to. Mace Windu, another character done better before Star Wars got diverse, right? Before they went out of their way to make forced diversity and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the forced diversity term, but I mean, when you call a spade, right? Like that's pretty much what it is. It's like, don't advertise it, just do it. Because when you advertise it, you're aware of it, and I don't want to be aware of it. I just want to I just want to be fun and fancy free and all that, Like, you want to do forced diversity? How about this? You want to do some diversity, like gender diversity? We need more women heroes in movies. Apparently, you've never watched sci-fi and you've never watched horror, because newsflash: if you're a man in a horror movie, you got like no chance. You got maybe a 5% chance of survival. You know what I'm saying? It's always the woman who winds up surviving, right? Think about it. I don't care which movie you're going into, even if they only survive till the next movie, like with the original Friday the 13th movie, right? That I'm telling you, like the women are always the ones who survive. They're always the smarter one. They're always the ones who overcome all the odds and whatnot. And all of a sudden, it's like, we need more strong female leads. So Ripley isn't a strong female lead. What's her name? And that's Sigourney Weaver. Like that movie made Sigourney Weaver, right? What the hell's her name from the Terminator franchise? Linda Hamilton. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna tell me Sarah Connor isn't a strong female lead? You tell me all these female survivors and whatnot, they're not strong female leads? Well, because you got Scream Queens, that just eliminates everything else? Come on, man. Come on, man. But the second you start saying, we're going to start putting in some strong female leads in movies, you mean it's never been done before? Like you're trying to erase history? Because it's happened and we celebrated those heroes. We loved those heroes. You know what I'm saying? They're not even heroes that we could idolize. You know, how many men saw Arnold Schwarzenegger back in the 80s and were like, I need to start pumping some iron? I did. You know what I'm saying? I pumped iron like crazy when I was a kid. I was 6 days a week. I was in the school gym in Asbury. You know what I'm saying? Busting my ass to get super strong back in the day. You know, I saw a strong female lead. I'm just like, that is badass right there. I'm in love with that. That is freaking awesome. And I wasn't trying to like emulate her. I was thinking I need to find a woman like her. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all. Like, dude, nah, just don't with the forced nonsense. Don't with the forced nonsense. You know. It is what it is. Mace Windu. No, oh, that's just what I read. So cool. Lucas let him pick his own color. It is. It actually is really cool. Like that story. That is actually an amazing story. I got lightsaber chopsticks on Amazon. Oh, Raven, I hate you so much. But I think I'm going to do the same thing because you see some of my lightsabers behind me, right? Some of my lightsabers, not all of my lightsabers, some of them. But yeah, lightsaber chopsticks, that actually sounds really cool. That sounds really cool. Jolie Bindu is another fantastic Black Jedi from Knights of the Old Republic. Never played that game, but nice. That's awesome. Also, you say, I'm thinking Bindi, I think her name is, the crocodile hunter's daughter. She just had a baby. I'm just like, it's the weirdest thing, but I literally look at it like when they put that up there, I'm like, man, I gotta admit, dude, the crocodile hunter was a badass. Like, he was goofy. He was always going around. I remember that my favorite episode that he was ever in was the one with the spitting cobra. It's like it is spitting venom in his eyes, and this guy, he doesn't even have goggles on. He's just got a pair of shades, and he's just out there. He's like, oh yeah, if I didn't have the shades on, I'd go right in my eyes. Well, he's starting to hit my forehead a little bit, and it's starting to drip into my eyes. It's really bad. My eyebrows just aren't doing enough to hold it back. And like, oh, it's going all in there. Oh, it's stinging really bad. I can barely see. Yeah. Oh man, this thing. He's really pissed at me now. Oh man. Oh gee, if this guy had a gun, he'd riddle me with bullets. And I made the last part up. But if I didn't say I made the last part up, you might believe he would say that stuff if you ever watched The Crocodile Hunter, because that dude was crazy. And I loved it. I loved it. And let's be realistic. The dude taught us so much about these animals. I know like there was the shock and the awe of what in the hell are you doing, son? But I sit there and I was like, dude, I learned so much about these crazy animals from watching The Crocodile Hunter. So I see that his daughter just had a baby, and genuinely my heart just a little tiny bit went, really wish that Steve Irwin could have seen the birth of his first grandchild. Man, I gotta admit, dude, like it is what it is. What else we got here? The Art Chemist. What's going on, Bill? How you doing, Art Chemist? How you doing? Buffy, Sarah Connor, Laurie Strode. There we go. See, Halloween, right? Ellen Ripley, Nancy. Who's Nancy Thompson? Was Nancy from Nightmare on Elm Street? Yeah, but there's also what the heck's her name from Hellraiser, right? Like the chick from Hellraiser. She took on the Cenobites of hell. You know what I'm saying? She was out there. Y'all know I got this, right? She was out there talking about, ooh, a pretty box. What happens if I just go back to hell? You know, say she'd do all these crazy things and whatnot, right? And she would just like all these crazy things, and it was just amazing seeing her do all these things. Hey, this thing is like moving. Oh, what in the hell? Oh, it's moving. It's moving. Oh my God. And it would have been better if I would have actually kept on using it. I turned it the wrong way, didn't I? Damn it, I turned it the wrong way. Anyway, yep, so I got the Hellraiser box. And I actually got this dude to make me a 3D replica of the Hellraiser box. Oh my God. This was a while ago. I showed this like last year or something like that. Like I love this thing. The Lament Configuration is actually what the Hellraiser box is called. The Lament Configuration. Yeah, I love this thing. I love this thing. And if a dude with pins in his head comes over and just looks down and be like, "I will tear your soul apart," let me know. Like if you see chains start to appear, let me know, because like I will jump out my window and make a run for it. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, what else we got here? Christopher Lee. What? The dumbest name in all of Star Wars. That's right. The dumbest name in Star Wars. Maybe the second dumbest name in Star Wars, but Count Dooku. Dooku. Count Dooku. Like they really could have thought better about that name. Look, I said what I said. I know that Rich Silver's going to be pissed at me. He's going to call me a poser, but that's just such a dumb name, Count Dooku. Like what the? You look. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this as a parent, as an adult, as a grown ass human being. All right. Mark Guerrero, John Constantine is definitely destroying the Cenobites. You know what I'm saying? Oh, excuse me. A little phlegm there. I'm sorry. I genuinely apologize for that. If I'd have known that was going to happen, I would have turned off the mic really quick. I thought it was just going to be like a quick cough. Ooh, wow. Hope I'm not getting sick. Anyway, what happened? It's the corona. But what happened with oh crap, I don't remember what I was saying now. Oh, when you're about to have a kid and you start thinking, I'm going to name him this and I'm going to name him that and I'm going to name him all these crazy things and whatnot. Like, dude, at the end of the day, you got to hope that you got that one friend or the family member who's going to smack you hard for thinking of that stupid name that you're thinking about naming your kid. Same thing with this lightsaber. It doesn't come off. I mean, it will, but ain't going back on the right way. Like, don't you wish that there was somebody there to smack Gwyneth Paltrow when she named her kid Apple? Apple? Like, couldn't Steve Jobs have right away been like, okay, so I'm going to technically patent your daughter? Like, Apple, really? The hippie names? Because we've all seen that. Those boomer parents with the hippie names. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Nobody wants to see that. So, oh, it means poison in Chinese? Well, is he poisonous? He was force choking me and he called me a poser. Anyway, wow. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's like every time I'm gonna be honest with something, okay? My first daughter, all right, when she was about to be born, and this is with my ex-wife, all right, sitting here thinking to myself, I'm like, what's a good name? I said, you know what? With all my martial arts practice and whatnot, I want to name my daughter, my firstborn, Win Chung. That's right. I want to name my daughter Win Chung because that would be awesome. And my ex-wife, who was my loving bride at the time, hit me so hard, and I like broke me out of my concentration, just like bam. And I was like, what the hell? What the frig? She's like, am I Chinese? No. Are you Chinese? No. We're not naming our kid Win Chung. I'm like, I don't know. And I still have a little tinge of regret that I did not name her Win Chung, but I'm saying, oh my God. Anyway, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Look, we all have these myself included. And I just wish that somebody was there because, like even when we're talking about something as silly as that, right? As silly as that was, we do think about things like case in point. If somebody today says, we're about to have a daughter, I would like to name her Karen after my grandmother. You need somebody there to be like, do you know what Karen means nowadays? All right. There are no women being born, especially no white women being born nowadays, where anybody in their right sense of mind, all right, is naming their children, their little daughters, Karen. It's not happening nowadays. It's not happening. Okay. And if your name is Karen nowadays, you have my sympathy. All right. You have all the love and the respect, unless you are a Karen on top of being Karen. I'm just saying. But like, nobody's doing that. Because at the end of the day, like, we all recognize these things because we know what's going to happen when they start going to school. The kids are going to start making fun of them. You know what I'm saying? If you want to give the kid a name like, Flower, people, it's like, yeah, I got a son and his name is Flower. Everybody is going to be talking about, like, hey, Flower. Oh, you got some flower power right now. It's like, oh my God, Flower's mad. Watch out, guys. He's going to start pollinating. Like, like, nobody's going to do that because, like, how rude is that? So what sort of, like, passive aggressive child abuse is that to give your kid a dumb name? Because kids are mean. Boys are mean to boys. Girls are mean to girls. Whole bunch of people are super mean. I mean, like, I'm saying, you got parents just last year giving birth to children, naming their kids Corona. Like, so is it a beer or is it the pandemic? Like, I don't know, but, like, you are an especially stupid kind of parent. What is the matter with you? That's not funny. That's not cute. Are you going to give a name so your friends start talking about, oh, a good one, but they're not. They're not. In fact, they're probably hitting themselves for not coming sooner and finding this stuff out and punching you dead in your face for trying to name your kid something stupid that they're going to be made fun of at some point. Like, what in the hell is going on? Oh, my God. Anyway, that's just me. That's just me. And I just wish there was somebody there to tell George Lucas, they're going to call him Count Dookie, right? That's going to happen. Anyway, all that just for that. Anyway, what do we got here? A bunch of people saying, yeah, if I have a son, I decide already to call him Steve or Sam. Rock on. And so one of the two Captain Americas, absolutely. See, and that's the thing. But not Bucky, right? And Bucky was a cool ass Captain America. But you don't want a kid to run around talking about, my name's Bucky. Shut up, man. James Buchanan Barnes, like, whatever. You can do James. But the idea is that, like, these are regular human being names, right? That you could just, hey, it's a regular human being name. Sure, it happens to be after so-and-so. I remember when I told Jim Starlin, not Jim Starlin, Jim Shooter. When I told Jim Shooter, I came out my hotel and we were actually staying in the same hotel. So that was cool. So after I did the interview with him and covered his press conference and everything like that, I came out the next day and I saw him. He's sitting down there with Mike DiCarlo, the guy who did the inks for Killing Robin, and then Greg the Hammer Valentine. They were all sitting out there. I come walking out, and I'm like barefoot, and I got my son because, like, the hair dryer wasn't working. My wife wanted to use the hair dryer, so I had to come out with the hair dryer. But, like, I need a new hair dryer. You know what I'm saying? I'm out there in my pajamas and whatnot, and I come over and there's these three legends sitting down in the lobby and they're looking at me, and I was just talking them up, and I was like, hey, what's going on? Hey, well, oh my God, I know all of your stuff and everything, and they're just looking at me like, so this is what Professor Bill looks like in the morning. I was like, dude, just stop. Don't. You know what I'm saying? And I'm surprised Greg didn't get on it worse because, wrestlers with their ribbing, like, forget about it, dude. Like, he could have. Oh, if that was Owen Hart that was out there, God rest that man's soul. If that was him out there, he would have just freaking eviscerated me. And it would have been great. And I would have had a story to tell, But anyway, the idea that, like, here's these guys. Anyway. So at one point, like, is this the little professor? I was like, yeah. This is my son. And at first, I was like, tell me your name. I had just started giving him the name Cal for Kal-El. That's his nickname, right? And he went and he said, my name's Kal-El. And you could see Jim Shooter's face and DiCarlo also. Greg didn't understand what that was. But, like, the other two, their faces just sunk. They're like that. I was like, that's his nickname. And then I told him the real name. I was like, that's his nickname. My older son, his nickname is Hal Jordan, but that's not his real name. Say that that's their nicknames. That's all that is. So that was their faces just dropped like, oh, this is a crazy person who gave his children crazy names. Yeah. Let's see what we got over here is let me show off the Count Dooku before I start going to everybody's individual names. So here's Count Dooku. He's got the actual cape, and this is cool. Look how high it comes up. That is beautiful. It actually comes up to his hairline. Like, this is a beautiful figure. This is an absolutely gorgeous, beautiful figure. Look at the folds on the cape. Like, they add to this so much. Oh, those are actual folds. Like, they actually added material to it. So see how they did that? They actually added material, You see what that's a stitch. They actually stitch two pieces of cloth together because they could have just had a piece of cloth that comes all the way around, but they actually wanted to give that sense from the back that it's folded. Now I could have gotten the same thing by hitting it with an iron, but no, I see what they're doing there. I kind of wish that they would have put another piece of cloth in the middle to hide that because I don't really like that too much. It just, I guess if it's closed enough, you'll never notice, but yeah, not a big fan of that. But anyway, I see what they were doing there. I see it. I get it. Okay. The rest of this is just plastic, but I like that they got the splits, so it can actually move and whatnot, so he can actually kick. I can see him kicking, and that's probably about as high as he would want to kick, but I kicked you in the kneecap. Double the, what was the thing that he said? Double the pride, double the fall. Like it's a dumb statement, but whatever. It's cool. It's cool. I like it. I like it. He's got the little piece of plastic. The plastic, okay, this is cool. The plastic is actually bolted to his chest and the cloth is underneath. So this, you could fold the cloak over itself and have it move to the back if you want to have him doing the lightsaber battles and whatnot. And that just looks really goofy. But like this doesn't come off. You'd actually have to rip it off. So yeah, that's fine. Because did he ever take off the cloak? I don't think he ever did. Even in the cartoon, I don't remember him taking the cloak off, but it is what it is. And then as far as his lightsaber, I love the lightsaber because the hilt is one of the ones that goes forward in the Star Wars Fantasy Flight games that makes it so that he actually he gets like a +1 to hit because the shape of the lightsaber. It's like, well, normally, the lightsaber would be here, the blade would be here if he does this hit. With him, it would actually be here. So you undercompensate the block. Like if you're trying to block the blade, you're just like, oh, it's going to come like this. But by the time you get up there, it's probably already it could have potentially slipped through your defenses because depending on where, if you're blocking from underneath, then no. But otherwise, you could potentially get through your defenses because it's much more forward in his hand than regular. Like this is him holding the blade up. Look, it's already coming, closer to you than it should technically. So I dig on that. And that depends on where on the hilt you're holding it, right? So I love that. And on top of that, oh, this must come off. This must come off. I'm not going to play with it right now. I'm going to probably take a hair dryer to it or actually I could just dip it in hot water. I'm going to try and get that to come loose because it actually comes with this. Yeah, it actually comes with this. So look, you can actually get the lightsaber effect of it moving, right? So that's kind of cool. I will probably never use that, but it's the idea that it comes with it. So I like that. I dig on that. Nice. Very, very cool. Very cool. Okay, so there's that. There's this guy here. Okay, my last figure to open up. And this is going to make some people freak out. And one person here is going to get giddy. But let me get to some of these. So that's strange. You know what? Here, let me just show you. I got Jar Jar, and I got the expanded version of Jar Jar. So he comes with the shield and the glowy balls and all that stuff. I got Jar Jar Binks. Somebody said that it was down at this one Walmart about 25 minutes away. And I was like, you know what? I got my car and I drove there. Just, it is what it is, man. I drove there to pick this up. So I'm going to open this in a hot minute. Let me just get to some of these comments really quick. Force choking me. Gwyneth Paltrow is weird making candles that smell like her vagina. Dude, she puts rocks in her vagina. She like in an interview, she talks about, yes, I believe that, it's really healthy and all women should do this. There's like, what is it, the beach stones? The river stones. They're called river stones. So there's a character called River Stone in Doctor Who, right? But the river stones, she actually takes river stones and puts them in, and she'll walk around on set and just in her daily life with a rock in her vagina all the time. Like, this is a very strange person, right? Like, not so strange that you have to maybe put her in an asylum, but this is a very strange person nonetheless, right? This is like, if you ever met Gwyneth Paltrow and it's like, oh, hey, Pepper Potts, you played rescue. And like, oh my God, like, you're awesome. Could you sign my autograph? The whole time in the back of your mind, you'd be thinking, she got a rock up that vajayjay right now. This very second. Like, That's weird, dude. That's really weird. If I told you that I would take like AAA batteries and I would stick a couple of them like in my urethra, and every time that you saw me, if you ever met the professor out and about on the streets, grabbing a Jar Jar Binks toy or something like that, you'd be like, Professor Bell, what's up? How you doing? What's going on, Paul? That guy's got batteries in his ding dong. Right? Like everybody would think that this is a crazy person walking around. You know what I'm saying? This is a crazy person walking the streets. So I'm saying, oh my God, yeah, I don't know what that is. So Alan Russett, what's going on? Comic book writer extraordinaire. You would name your daughter Xena? As long as you don't, though, it's okay. Cape Crusader fan, I was very close to naming my son Anakin, but my wife talked me out of it. You see, this is what I'm talking about. This is why we need to have good wife. Whenever somebody talks about a good, strong woman, all right, this is what I'm talking about. All right, Brie Larson is awesome. All right, I like Captain. I don't love, but I like the Captain Marvel movie. It was good. It could have been better if they didn't push so many stuff. They could have just had a movie, maybe given her a little bit of life. But for the most part, really good stuff. I love it. Absolutely love it. Right. But, there's a difference between a woman who could just photon blast you from here into a mountain and stuff like that. And a woman who will come up and just say, honey, I love you. And we're about to have this bundle of joy come into the world and we're going to raise it right. And she's going to be a wonderful child and whatnot. But I swear to God, I will slit your throat if you go anywhere near the name, like the birth certificate place, you know what I'm saying? With that name, I will kill you in your sleep. I might not even wait until you sleep. I might wait until you're nodding off just so that you'll notice what happened. You know, like that is a strong, powerful female lead, in my opinion, who will wake us up to the dumb things that we're willing to do to ourselves, right? Look, in a world where there's just men and we're all Star Wars fans, having a name like Anakin, who wouldn't have a name like Anakin? Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. And the biggest gang battles that there would be, like forget about the Bloods and the Crips and the Hells Angels and the Pagans, F all those weak ass groups. The biggest battles in the world were between the Lukes and the Anakins, and the Palpatines would be over there. They'd be the toadies in the back. You know the toadies? They'd be the ones talking about, he was talking about your mama. He said that that your dad isn't a real Star Wars fan. He said that your dad likes Star Trek more. Like that would be the world that we would live in, where these would be the gangs. You know, say, but no, instead we're in this crappy world. See, but in that world though, I could see us naming our children Anakin and cool names like that, and everybody would pick on the Jar Jar Binks because there'd be somebody out there talking about, yeah, man, I'm gonna name my kid Jar Jar, and like these would be the dredges of society. You know what I'm saying? These would be the person you just like, you know what? You going out to Ewok Island, mother fathead. Get the hell out my sight. I said what I said. I said what I said. Oh, man. Cape Crusader fan, thank you for telling us, for speaking your truth. Supergirl is getting a final season. Oh, yeah, that was ending. It's a shame, too. I don't know. Like, are people just not liking Melissa Benoist? Cryptid, yeah, if I have a son, I already decided to call him either Steve or Sam. Rock on. One of the two Captain America. Oh, did I already read that? I think I did. My nephew, when my first nephew was named John Paul, I started actively campaigning the second one, George Ringo. See, right away, I'm thinking Pope John Paul III. That's what I was thinking. And you just right away went the Beatles route, which I can't even blame you. You know what I'm saying? No, that would be actually pretty sweet. So I like that, George Ringo. See the things that we do? My cousin named his son Eero. Eero, like Master Eero from the Firebender tribe. That is freaking hysterical. Oh, man, that is freaking hysterical. Oh, went too far. Come on. Okay, there we go. Cryptid, my girlfriend's stepmom is named Karen. See, that's a stepmother. So that's perfect. How perfect is that? Like you won the money lotto right there. You know what I'm saying? My brother named his son Norin on my suggestion. You see, Silva, every time you're going to call me a poser at this point, you know what I'm saying? Like you and me, You and me need to have it. But you know what? I will say this, though. I will say this. You know, at some point in the MCU, they're going to introduce the Silver Surfer. You know, at some point, they are going to name him Norrin Rad. Now, depending on where this goes, because you know, Norrin Rad, he's a surfer. Hang 10 did, right? Rad. But if they just have Norrin and they don't call him Norrin Rad, if they just said, you know, maybe I should have an Earth name, and they said, how about Norrin? If he were to say something like, or you're just like, yeah, I like that name, and you have like some surfer dude in the background, right? The former Keanu Reeves before he went berserk, before he went John Wick, when he was just, I had some killer waves, point blank, dude. If you had the old school Keanu Reeves there, and he was just like, Norrin, rad, right? Right? That would work. But if they actually name him Norrin Rad, see, this is going to debate some things because in the world today where nerds rule, where I can go outside wearing a Captain America t-shirt, I went outside today in a Captain America t-shirt. Everybody knew who he was. Everybody knew Captain America was. Nobody thought like, is that a bullseye on your shirt or something? Like, what is that? No, everybody knew who it was, and everybody's having some fun with it, and it was all cool. You know what I'm saying? Nobody batted an eye at me wearing a comic book shirt. Meanwhile, back in when I was in high school like I graduated in '93, when I come out and all of a sudden it's like, you know, hey, that kid's wearing a superhero T-shirt. Let's kick his ass. That's the world that I grew up in. We couldn't wear this stuff, you know what I'm saying? But nowadays you can wear this stuff and it's cool and everybody's happy, right? I'm just saying. All right, this is just me, just saying. When the MCU finally decides to put up Norrin Rad, if it comes out cool, all right, then people may just say about your nephew, your name is Norrin? That is so cool. Or it can go the exact opposite way. So listen, and you will be responsible for this, dude. You alone, you isolated will be responsible for this. Oh man, Suan, what's up, Suan? How you doing? Everybody say hello to Suan, damn it, everyone. SoFlo, what's going on, man? Red X versus Red Hood. Oh, come on, man. You figure Red X is probably going to win, but much to our displeasure. How about Red X versus Red Hood and Damian Wayne? That would be a fun one. Yeah, I want to see all the tag team gloriousness. In fact, let's see Red X and Deathstroke versus Red Hood and Damian Wayne. Let's do that one. What's up, Joe Fisher? How you doing, man? Could have called him Calvin, Cal for short. See, but I wouldn't want to name my son Calvin Klein. Everybody's gonna be like, "Are you from Back to the Future?" is that what's sewn in your underwear? Welcome to the new students in chat. Thank you for that, Silva. Backlog bro. Hey, gang. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We're not a gang. We're alumni. What's going on, though, man? There you are. What the heck? Okay. Wow, these two are conspiring, and I'm a little bit scared here. Actually, I think that they're the same person. That's what I think. Two separate accounts. Breck Warren, what's going on, Breck? We got hugs. We got hugs. Yes, you are no longer a poser. Because I got Jar Jar. You should have gotten McFarlane Batman figure. I've got a couple of the Actually, I think I've only got. Oh no, I do. I have a couple. I have the two versions of Azrael. The black version is right up here, and I've got, of course, the Wonder Woman and the Golden Eagle uniform because that's the first time I've ever seen that figure being sold. Aside from, I don't think I have any of the other McFarlane DC figures. I don't think I do. The thing is, scale matters to me. Pretty much everything that I have is in the 6-inch scale, so the 1/12 scale. Making things like with a 7-inch scale, and then their heights aren't always the same. Like they're not actually made to scale; they're just made with a 7-inch mold. And I know that McFarlane does some beautiful toys for standing, but the articulation is not always the best. So no, and all of my stuff is in 6-inch. So no, I go with the Hasbro stuff usually. That's just, and the old DC Universe stuff. I have more like all of the freaking DC stuff that I have You know, it's all in 6-inch form. I go out of my way and I pay extra if I need to get some figures that I don't have from the old DC Multiverse or DC Classics Universe stuff, because I want them all to be of the same height. Yeah, so that's one of the. As soon as I found out that McFarlane got the multiverse contract, I'm like, well, I'm obviously done getting those, but like with some obvious exceptions. Jar Jar, I have friends and family that actually like Jar Jar. Jason Hawks, ouch. Outsiders movie. I told Zach not to cast Ezra as the freaking Flash. Ben, I wish they would have listened to you, man, because like I still want to know what that whole back alley choking of the woman thing was by the dumpster. I still want to know what the hell that was. Like, how is that swept under the rug and people are still like, oh my God, Ezra Miller's amazing. Ezra Miller choked out a non-aggressive, non-physically aggressive fan from what I saw in that video. I need to know more about what's going on. That's what I need to know. I love Darth Jar Jar. You know, that's actually one of the things I plan on doing is making him Darth Jar Jar. Let me start opening this guy right now. Zack Snyder is one of DC's. Snyder Cut was one of DC's best movies. It's not a very high bar. It's not a very high bar. I loved Aquaman, even though freaking Amber Heard is cast as Mira. We didn't know at the time. But I do hope that they get rid of her at some point. And I liked Shazam. And I liked most of Wonder Woman. That ending sucked. But it is what it is. I'll take Whedon's Superman over Snyder's Superman. That's the one thing that was legitimately good in the theatrical cut. They were pretty much the same one, though, aside from the make you bleed thing. Wish somebody could have talked some sense into whoever thought Carol the Avenger Danvers was a good idea. I know, right? That was a little bit cringy. It's like, we named the Avengers after you. Could we stop with the girl power stuff and just have like cool as hell superheroes, boys and girls? The Nick Fury thing was the thing that actually did it for me. Because like I said, I can watch that movie. But the whole Nick Fury thing, where he talks about, I once trusted somebody and you know, I lost an eye because of it in The Winter Soldier. And then you find out who he trusted and how he lost his eye. I'm like, dude, that was just the dumbest freaking thing ever. Okay, this is an interesting freaking set of toys. And the big coming out with Jar Jar. Ah! Get out here, Binks. Damn it, Binks. Oh, he's got a rubber band on his arms. Shoot, and he's got some skinny ass little arms like me. Shoot. There we go. So yeah, those could break. Damn, gotta be careful there. Close that back up. Okay, let's see what that was. And there's nothing else in here. There's a little don't eat it tag. All right, cool. So boom, that's the last toy I'm opening today. So here he is, Darth Jar Jar in all his glory. Do his ears move? I'm actually really upset that his ears don't do more because they look like they do. You can see there's like the separation there and everything, but they are nice and almost fluidic, right? They're nice and loose, so I like that. I just kind of wish that they would move out and stuff, but whatever. Just ears. So his mouth doesn't open, which is a little bit sad. It'd be nice if he... Can the head come off? Got to be super careful. I don't know if the head comes off. I'll wait to see if somebody else does it. Look what the head does, though. Like, he can go up and down, and the neck itself will move. It's not rubber. That's not rubber there, that piece. That's solid. But he's got the two different neck joints, just like everybody else. But since it's like this, look, what does this look like? Jar Jar's got a chicken head. Anyway, Silver's going to kick my ass when he sees him. Anybody remember when Silver Surfer used to first come here? He used to always talk about slapping me. So this is cool. His articulate, you know, for a single joint for the elbow, and I understand why they made it a single joint. That's actually pretty good articulation. I figure it would go better since his arms are so ridiculously skinny. But yeah, he's got really good. There we go. Look at that. When he's actually doing a full kick, like that's some ninja high kick stuff right there. Bam! bam, like he could do an axe kick. Ooh, if only he would come up a little bit more. It's his, yeah, he's doing the best. If he can come up a little more, do like one of those Ryu axe kicks, well, bam! I remember I did that one time in a real fight. It actually worked, but I wasn't going to try and do it again. It actually hurt me about as much as it hurt the other guy because, like, the pressure on your knee, it was like, ow, my ligaments. He does have the double knee articulation, and he comes up and fully kicks his own ass. Boop, boop, boop. So, nice. I'm digging it. Yeah, this is a cool character. He's got these little tiny stubby feet. So rude. Usa Yusa. No, I like this. This is a cool character. And yeah, I'm totally making him Darth Jar Jar. He's got his energy shield, which he just puts his hand there. That's kind of weird. It's like, can you imagine that where you get it? It's like there's a chance, like, okay, it'll protect you from most things, but right here, no, it's just gonna jack your ass up. Like, that is so weird. Why wouldn't they have a handlebar in the background so that his fist can be protected? You get, like, if a big energy blast comes, boom! It's like, yeah, it protected most of your body, but you lost your left hand. Gungans. He's got this, it looks like a mace or a scepter more than anything else. Are they gonna have King, what was the big, King Brinks? What was the big guy's name? King, I don't know, Yusa. Can't remember what his name was. Boss, yeah, it was Boss Nass. This looks like it belonged to Boss Nass. But anyway, and I'm going to be honest. I don't know how many people would be interested in the army builders, but I wonder if they were to make like a generic Jar Jar also, a generic Gungan. So they could just be like the soldiers. I probably wouldn't buy those. But yeah, anyway, this piece goes on to here. And then he's got this gigantic freaking staff. Cool. You can see he's actually pointed on the one side. Let me put it over top of my shirt. There you go. You can see it better. Right? Over here, it's just a regular stance. So, not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Let me see if I can actually put this on him. See what all this stuff looks like. So he's got his staff here that I don't know how some of this stuff works. This is really weird. Dude, this is a super weird freaking bunch of toys. I'm gonna have to see how this is supposed to work. You won't actually put this on. I'm just gonna do some answer some questions till the end here. I can't see how this is actually supposed to go. Oh, okay, and it just clips over top. It doesn't even clip. Okay, and I've officially lost interest. How about this one? Does this one go on easier? Okay, so here we go. That's basically it. He's like, oh, you'll come after me. I'm going to kick your robot booty. Prepare to die. And then he's got this thing here. I guess it's supposed to be the thing where like you spin it around and you throw it, the energy ball. But anyway, yeah, so boom, there's Jar Jar Binks with his full armor shield stuff. Cool. Expensive. I think he was like $35. I don't think he was 40, but he was like $35. Anyway, they had like 6 of them, and I went in and just grabbed one. I was thinking about grabbing some more, but I'm like, I'm not one of those scalpers. I'm not going to do that. Excuse me, Jack Kirby is never wrong. Don't be fooled, kids. Jar Jar, the man responsible for the rise of the Empire. Yep, he was the villain, whether he knew it or not. He was the villain. Jar Jar was going to be Darth Plagueis the Wise. Oh man, that would have been freaking hysterical if they would have done that. Talk some sense into whoever thought. Yeah, just read that one. MCU needs to do the Real Defenders, Justice League, and JLU. Did some great tribute episodes to them. Want to see the original champions? Your handle is advertising enough, bruh. My handle, mumble rapper extraordinaire. Yeah, but I also started this off talking about or singing "The Bridge Is Over, The Bridge Is Over, biddy bye bye bye." MC Shannon, MC Marley Marr, DJ Marley Marr. Was he a DJ? I think he was a DJ. Anyway, the greatest, and not the original, but like the original true diss track. The Bridge Is Over. The bridge though was kind of a diss track too, right? Like they were Marley Marr specifically. He dissed Run DMC because Run DMC was talking about sucker MCs, and then over here, Marley Marr was talking about sucker DJs, right? So it's like, well, that was kind of the bridge was kind of a diss track, right? It was just more like standard hip hop, where it's just yeah, and we down here and we hanging out and like like basketball and all that stuff and Sugar Hill Gang, right? It was like that line, but it was when freaking BDP, yeah, Boogie Down Productions, BDP came down and freaking why can't I remember his name? My Philosophy, all that stuff. Anyway, it was when they came along, and all of a sudden it was like, holy crap! It was like that was mean, that was vengeful, that was angry, like that was those. Now we're talking some real diss tracks, right? Boss Nass, yep, thank you, Professor Bill. Hold Count Dooku. Can he hold Count Dooku lightsaber? You want him to hold Count Dooku's lightsaber? Let me get his. Take this dumb thing off. Let me take this thing off. Come on. There we go. So he's just, oh, you so good, Sir Lightsaber. I see you do some good things. What happened if I spin around? Wow! Whoa, come too close to my eye stalk. Oh, I turn you around again. I go, yeah, choppy wood. I choppy the wood. Anyway, there you go. You got it. You got it. So, bang. Golden, good to go. All right. That was my evil twin. I am born again. I'm a mumble rapper now. Your beats better be fire. Misa, bring down democracy. that was really good, Mark. LL Cool J had his beefs as well. LL Cool J had some good ones back in the day. Jar Jar should have been Snoke. How sick would that have been? How sick would that have been? Because I remember when that movie came out, when we actually saw Emperor Snoke, I remember thinking to myself, yeah, he's the Emperor, but what about if, like, they always say, but there's always two. What if, because like he's always yelling at freaking Darth Kylo over here, right? He's always yelling at him. And it's like, what if he's the apprentice, but like not the main apprentice dude? What if Emperor Snoke is actually the apprentice? What if there's somebody behind him? And of course I was thinking, what if it's Palpatine? And that's actually that is actually the way that they went with it. Okay, I get it. But also, what if they would instead turn around and it was actually Jar Jar far in the future, right? He's like, all the fanboys hate me, so I've absorbed that evil. Yes, feed me with your evil, right? You know what? I'm gonna make a statement right now. What if Danhausen was actually the true emperor? What if he was behind it all? Does anybody watch Ring of Honor wrestling? There's this new wrestler. I've never seen this dude before. But go and look up Danhausen. One word, Danhausen, right? Like the old Harryhausen. Look up Danhausen. One word. Look at his cameos on Cameo. Look at his very small body of work in wrestling. I just started following this dude. Like Danhausen is freaking, and I found out about him through the Jim Cornette podcast. But like Danhausen is amazing. I want to see Danhausen to actually be like Danhausen versus Jar Jar or something like that. Minimum. I need an action figure of Danhausen. Like this dude, he's the freaking breast. He's the breast. He's the best. You know what I'm saying? Very nice, very evil. Oh man, if you guys aren't on to Danhausen, you're wrong. All right, go and check that stuff out. You thought Snoke was going to be Mace Windu? I'd have been so pissed if they did that. Oh, I'd have been so mad. Think Palpatine let Mace Windu win? No. Mace versus Palpatine was probably my favorite fight in all of the, like, besides the Duel of the Fates thing. That was an amazing sequence right there. I wish they would have had something like that in Attack of the Clones. I wouldn't have, because like I hate pretty much everything about Attack of the Clones, I hated it, right? The closest I came to liking a fight in Attack of the Clones was Jango Fett versus um, Evans, Ben Kenobi, saying Obi-Wan. But even then, it wasn't really that good to me. I just really didn't like it that much. I feel like it could have been better. I feel like it could have been a lot better. Like, here's this dude, he should have been able to go up there, and I don't know about like whoop his ass, but like Jango Fett he should have clearly won that fight. And then he goes to leave, and turns out it's a little bit harder to kill a Jedi than that. I would have loved to see that would have made me really happy, and then especially they kill him at the end. I'm like, what the hell is this? A Marvel movie where it's like, here's this badass villain. Oh, let's just chop his head off. Like that, dude. Attack the Clones pissed me off so much. I didn't even go and see Revenge of the Sith in theaters because I hated Attack of the Clones that much. It infuriated, and it brought down my opinion of Phantom Menace. You know what I'm saying? Like, afterwards, I'm like, I'm okay with Jar Jar. They got rid of Jar Jar for most of this, blah, 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 whatever. Like, I'm good with it. But like, Attack of the Clones pissed me off like nobody's business. That was the worst freaking thing they could have ever done to the Star Wars franchise, in my opinion. Just throw all your hate at me. I'm okay with it. You know what I'm saying? But wow, that pissed me off. His name was Emo Ren, actually. Oh, that works. That actually works. Rot's novel. Oh, Return of the Revenge of the Sith novelization hints Mace beating Sidious. Darth Sidious. That's Emperor Palpatine. Yeah, I don't know about hints. No, he absolutely whooped his ass. He absolutely beat him. Like, he had him laying there and he was beating him, even if you're just watching the movie. He absolutely beat him, and that makes sense to me. It's like you're literally reflecting what comes at you. Like, Form 7, I forget what it's called, Jinru or something like that. Form 7 of the lightsaber that Mace Windu practices. It's Master Yoda said that Mace Windu in the novelizations and whatnot, and the other expanded history, the EU stuff, the expanded stuff. Anyway, he went and he said Mace Windu is probably the best lightsaber battler out there, because literally, like, he reflects whatever the other person is doing. He's basically like the Taskmaster, except +1. Imagine if, I think Captain America basically has what Taskmaster has, But regardless, it's the idea that here's this dude that anything that you throw at him, his defense, like he automatically forms the defense and automatically forms the counter for what you're doing, because he's just reflecting you. So if you come at him with pure peace, he's going to, come at you with pure peace also. But if you come at him with hatred and aggression, he's going to get more like compounded hatred and aggression. He really feeds into that. That Form 7 brings you so close to going over to the side of the dark side. It's insane. Like, just watching the movies is just watching the movies, but when you really get into it and you look at the background of some of the stuff and you read some of the other works that are out there, it's like it really expands and really fills so many gaps that movies by themselves just can't do. Like, this is when you read the books and you watch the movies, it's almost like you're getting a television series, a very long television series, instead of just this. Imagine if they told the story of Mace Windu through a television series, and you really got to understand what Form 7 really was, And the only person who Mace Windu said could ever possibly beat him would have been Obi-Wan Kenobi, because his Form 3 was just pure defense. Vepad, thank you, Vapad. Appreciate it, Silva. As soon as what do you call it? That defense is just, it's pure defense, and it's just waiting until you make a mistake and then exploiting that mistake. So and the only reason why he learned that is because he saw that the lightsaber combat, which is a form of Form 1, but also a form of Form 4, just a really weak lightsaber thing. When the Sith were gone, right, and you had after the Old Republic, when the Sith were gone and we didn't know that there were any more, Darth Bane did his thing where it's like the rule of two, no more Sith in the open and whatnot, only plans behind the scenes. The lightsaber styles just got really weak. They were really good at defending blaster bolts, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, they didn't really need to do a whole lot as far as lightsaber combat, right? Because if you came at them with a vibro sword or a vibro axe or something like that, it'd be like disarmed. Your weapon is gone. You know what I'm saying? They didn't even have to disarm you. If you have a lightsaber, they have to disarm your arm or your hand. You know what I'm saying? You know, at the wrist. But if you just come at them with a vibro axe or something like that, it's like done. You know, for the most part, except for the thing that hit Darth Maul, that was a little bit different. But aside from that, yeah, I also hit Qui-Gon in one of those books, in the same book, I think, in the same book, and he had to force heal himself and thank the pain for, you know, all that stuff. Like, really, God, the books were amazing, dude. The books back then were so amazing. Before Disney took over, the books were just pure amazing. My God, they were so good. But once all of a sudden here's an actual practitioner of, you know, lightsaber combat, Darth Maul coming at you, and he took out two. He practically, it was only through luck, pretty much, that that Obi-Wan won. You know, like he took out two Jedis. You know, one of them was a Jedi Master. I mean, that says a lot. That says a whole lot. So that's when, you know, all the Jedi started learning new forms and whatnot, right? They started figuring out new ways to do things. Like, let's try this form, let's try that form, let's try all these other forms and whatnot. And you got freaking Obi-Wan over here. He's like, I'm going to go a pure defense form, because that, like, seeing his master killed in front of him when there was nothing he could have done, like that killed him a little bit inside, you know, and you understand why he did what he did, and he just perfected that form. He became the embodiment of Form 3. I'm saying, like, some of these are just absolutely amazing stories. Ventress, didn't she, Asajj Ventress, didn't she do Form 6? That was the dual wielding assassin style lightsaber combat. Posers, shut up, evil twins. Dan from Ring of Honor is a wannabe Gene Simmons look-alike. Yeah, but Gene Simmons is a dick. Danhausen from Ring of Honor is just amazing. Like, that dude's amazing. What is it? He even made Jim Cornette like his version of modern wrestling. He says, somebody goes and asks Danhausen on Cameo, why do you use teeth in a ring? So he's got a you know, the bad guys will usually use a foreign object. Danhausen has a little glass jar filled with human teeth, right? I'm sure they're not actual human teeth, but he has a jar full. They're probably, like, you know, broken in half chiclets or something like that, or like Altoids or something, whatever. Anyway, he's got a thing of teeth. And when he wants to cheat in a fight or in a wrestling match, he'll open that up, you know, pull open their mouths and pour the teeth in the opponent's mouth. And it freaks them out. And he's like, and then he can take advantage of it. So he's asked on Cameo, why do you use teeth in a match? He's like, why does Danhausen use teeth in a match? Well, using steel chair is illegal. Using a table, illegal. Using kendo stick, illegal. But the way Danhausen sees it is, you already have teeth in your mouth. So if I put more teeth in your mouth, technically not illegal. Bad, yes. Illegal, not really. So, and he does it in the way better voice than I do. And, like, Jim Cornette and the great Brian Last in their podcast, like, they're laughing their asses off and saying there's actually a reason for him doing all the things. Like, he applies logic to every goofy thing that he does. You can't hate this character, you know? Dude, Danhausen is life for the wrestling world. I love watching Danhausen, man. Like, dude, this dude does deserve the bags of money. And give this man a blimp, damn it. Like, if he ever does have a WrestleMania moment, he damn well better have a blimp. That it better be outdoors, and I want to see the Danhausen blimp go walking by. Oh man, that'd be amazing. Maul should have been kept alive for the whole trilogy. 100% agreed. Why do you kill this amazing character? Way better than Count Dookie. I like the idea of Count Dooku. I just don't like the name. The idea, however, was fantastic, and the idea, like, how much better, in my opinion, would that second movie, Attack of the Clones, been? Even with the dumb name, and I understand the dumb name. It's supposed to be a Flash Gordon reference, but how much better would it have been if Darth Maul lost? Oh, he killed a Jedi, but he technically lost, right? And he moves on. He's still there with the Emperor and whatnot. But it turns out the Emperor already has an apprentice. And that's the reason why he's always kept um, Darth Maul in the background and in the dark. And all of a sudden he comes out and is like, wait, he's actually on your side, Master? And he's like, do you have something to say? And he's like, no, Master. And then he walks away and then suddenly says something like to himself, he'll say, he didn't call me apprentice this time, right? Because Darth Maul always likes to play one apprentice against the other, like he did with Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker in Return of the Jedi, right? Also, just little things like that, because whichever one wins, these will clearly be the best. Anybody remember the Darth Vader versus Darth Maul comic book that came out? One issue where the Emperor cloned Darth Maul to fight Darth Vader, and Maul was winning. But the only way that Darth Vader won was he took his own lightsaber and stabbed himself because Maul was behind him and he was about to behead him. He stabbed himself in order to stab Maul. And it's like, I can take it. And the reason why I did that is because, however much hate you have, you'll never have the hate that I have because I actually hate myself. And I'm not doing this comic justice. But like that was an amazing story where at the end I'm just like, holy shit, this one comic book explained Darth Vader than any of the movies did. Let me say that again for clarification so that you don't confuse or mince my words. That one comic book explained the character of Darth Vader than any of the official Star Wars movies ever explained the character. Like that was a deep cut and I loved that. That was an absolutely amazing freaking comic book, and it was a one shot. It was practically a throwaway. Most people haven't read that, but look at what it did for the characters, for both of them. We always wanted to see that fight, and they found a way to make that fight happen. Dude, absolutely love it. Absolutely love that. At least we got Clone Wars. Also, the original Clone Wars is coming to Disney Plus. Yes, yeah, the original shorts, which I just talked about in the most recent episode of the Comic Book University podcast. 2003 CW is better than the new one, in my opinion. Ventress and Grievous were far better in 2003. I think you're saying 2003. Dialogue and comedy are the worst parts of the prequels. Revenge of the Sith at least got rid of the comedy. Agreed. Revenge, like I did go back and see that movie later on. And I think like a couple months later, when it came to DVD, I finally decided to watch it. And I'm glad that I did. I'm glad that I did. It was a good movie. I'm not arguing that. And I guess I would have preferred to have seen it in the theaters. I think I actually went back and saw it in the theaters since. But for the original release, I didn't see that in the theaters. Like I said, Attack of the Clones just killed the Star Wars universe for me. The franchise. It killed the franchise for me. It was just so freaking crushing. Mark thought it would have been better if Maul killed many Jedis and have Anakin kill him in anger, and Revenge of the Sith would have been a better fall story. That could work also. He wouldn't have the name Danhausen in WWE though. Not necessarily true. Some of those names get to stay in WWE. Who could you hate that much? Maul asked. Vader answers, myself. Yes. See, you read the comic book and you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Like who could you hate that much? And the answer, myself. In the Vader voice. Man, freaking amazing comic book. Been out a long time. A3N, what's up? Thoughts on Brisbane doing the upcoming Predator reboot? Bro, with the stuff that Brisbane has been doing lately, right? The Ghost Rider series, that Iron Fist series, that version of Sabretooth that he gave us in the Iron Fist series, I have nothing but the purest and highest confidence in what Ed Brisson is going to do with a Predator series. I can't wait. look at what Philip Kennedy Johnson is doing with the Alien series, right? Dude just became my friend on Facebook because my review. That was actually kind of cool. Another artist pointed out to him, it's like, hey man, look at this like amazing review. And he's like, aw, friend request. Yeah, dude, like absolutely amazing stuff right there, man. So I'm really looking forward to Brisson doing the Predator stuff. Genuinely looking forward to that. I can't wait to see his take on it. Cad Bane needs to be in the Book of Fett TV series. That would be pretty sick if they did actually bring him back. I'm waiting for that figure to come also. I ordered so many of these figures, man, and I'm just waiting for them to come. One of the here, if you guys are ever going to order toys online, one of the things to look for is how do they actually ship your stuff? Because I'm ordering from this one dude up in Quebec right now. What the hell? Toy Snowman. It's called Toy Snowman. Oh, what the hell is? Oh, I cut myself today. Darn it! I pulled the piece of skin back a little bit further. Darn it! Anyway, so yeah, Toy Snowman. I ordered from this this website called Toy Snowman. He just did a revamp of his stuff, but you know he's got a better website where you can actually log in now. Thank you. But no, at the end of the day, I ordered. I had 3 orders through this guy, and the first order was actually waiting on the Hand Ninjas. So, do I have my Hand Ninjas here? I don't. Somewhere I've got my Hand Ninjas. Anyway, so you know, there's the red, and they got the legs for Stiltman. I ordered 4 of them, and it took forever for them to come in. Now I understand if it takes forever for something to come in because it's going to take however long it's going to take. It is what it is, you know. But I'm sitting here waiting for this damn thing to come in, and I don't have any communication from the guy, and I actually have to contact him and say, "Hey, where's my stuff?" And he's like, "Oh, it hasn't come in yet." Well, like I see it in stores. So like how could like these are the same distributors. So I'm like, why don't you have the stuff yet? And I never got a response back. And it's like, dude, you know, here's some business advice for anybody. And this is coming from a guy with a bachelor's in business administration with a specialty in marketing. Um, always stay ahead of your of the questions, right? So if somebody put in an order and you know it's going to take more than a month, or if it does take more than a month and you weren't expecting it to take that long, consider contacting the person. Consider contacting the person. If something is delayed, consider contact because they have to send their email, right? If they're ordering through a website or something like that, they have to send their email. Get in contact with this person. Do a mass email if you have to and say, you are one of the people who boo, 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 you ordered such and such. This item has been delayed. We apologize sincerely for such and such and such, and we are working overtime to get your product in. Just something along those lines. This way, the people who otherwise would complain maybe don't have to, because once it gets to the point where, because people some people are just jerks, whatever. Okay, I get it. Some people are type A, I get it. But for the most part, what do you call it? If somebody actually feels the need to complain, it means that it's just gone on too far. It's gone on too long from them, and they're probably not going to order from you again. You know what I'm saying? So rather than answering people's questions, why don't you just inform them of what's going on first? That's super crucial to running a business. Now when we talk about this has been going on for almost 2 hours now. I need to wrap this up. So anyway, I finally got my Hand Ninjas. I'm like, yay, but I already put in 2 other orders. Now, one of the orders I'm waiting on is I did some pre-orders with some regular orders, stuff that he's already got in his supply. And then I would accidentally, I guess, order something that was on pre-order. And it wasn't, whatever. I didn't realize that they would do 2 separate or that they wouldn't just do 2 separate shipments. And I've got 2 shipments waiting for this guy. Now, there's a whole bunch of stuff he's got on stock, and I paid for 2 separate shipments, right? Why wouldn't it cross the guy's mind to say, well, you got like 3 things that are on pre-order. Excuse me. I'm going to put those for these 2 different shipments. I'm going to put these pre-orders over here. Would you like me to send the things that are already in stock to you right now? Because I already paid for shipping twice. So why not just do that? No, he's going to wait and say, yeah, I've got like 5 of the items that you ordered, but one or 2 of the items is a pre-order. Those pre-orders haven't come in yet, so I'm going to hold all of your stuff for ransom right now. Cad Bane is one of those figures that he's pretty much holding me up for ransom right now. It's like, dude, Toy Snowman, dude, you're pissing me off. You're big time pissing me off on this, and like I'm not ordering from this guy anymore because of this nonsense. I hate when that happens, dude. It's like, just think about your. I know that you're trying to worry about your bottom line, and I don't want to overthink this stuff, but just keep in contact with your people, the people who order from you, or they're not going to order from you again. And this guy just lost a lot of business from me. Yeah, I want my damn Cad Bane. They need to do a mini series of predators hunting mutants. Ooh, sick. What better prey could you get? Yes, I agree, but I also want to see stuff in his own universe. I want to see their own version. I want to see what Brisbane is going to do, but I also want to see like this is a Predator comic book, and you want the Predators to not be chumped out, right? The Predators are the bad guys, though. So there's got to be a way they could do it so the Predators don't look like punks, you know? And if you're always going against mutants, sure, you could kill a whole bunch of mutants, but if Wolverine turns around and kills you, or Cyclops just optic blasts your whole ship apart or something like that, it's like, eh. So you got to play to their strengths. How is Bagel? Hasn't shown up in a while. Bagel was just here, I think, last week, wasn't she? Or the week before, for sure. Joe Fisher, yes, I'm talking about that tonight tomorrow morning in the podcast. Yeah, all of the Ewok stuff is coming. No, the holiday special is not coming. I'm going to explain that in more detail in the podcast, though. I want Conan versus Predator in the ancient times. Hells yes. Hells yes. Aliens versus Brood. Dude, it's got to happen, right? At some point, it's got to happen. My project car parts supplier emailed me for that reason. See, that's what I'm talking about, Raven. This is somebody who you stick with, right? Because they show that they actually care, or at least they're showing it. You know what I'm saying? If it's not true, at least they're like giving you the illusion. Anyway, guys, that is the end of the comment section, and I've got to do the podcast. I pre-record the podcast, so I have to, you know. So anyway, I'm going to start doing that stuff now. I will talk to you guys later. Love and peace, and all the respect in the world. And oh, actually, you know what, Tommy? I'm sorry, Tommy GTA guy. He you did a super chat, and I forgot to give you a dance. Mother fathead, mother fathead. So there you go. There's your dance. I apologize for forgetting. My bad. The missing link is here. Oh my God. All right. So, hey, Sue-Ann, much love, much love. Oh, if a xenomorph came out of mutant, would they get mutant powers? It's a good question because the Brood do, right? But would the I don't know what happens if a xenomorph latches up, like face hugs a Brood? Oh, right. What if the Brood Queen goes against the alien queen, the xenomorph queen? Oh, what happens there if she would have, right? So these are all questions I want answered. Anyway, I'll wait for those answers, and I'll talk to you guys later. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Later, alumni. Class dismissed.